Hello everyone, we have one more review here. Vinay sent his bowling shot, and then we're gonna have a quick look at this one and also jump in Maya and edit some things. So let's have a look at this one. So this is his first spline version. I think there are some jerks and pops that I wanna fix. I will go through that one by one. And this is the profile view and the side view. So some things that I wanted to focus here was just how the right now the pacing of the entire animation is right now. The reference that he had when I has captured was mostly about it has a lot of slow mos and it was not exactly a real-time capture footage, and we tried our best to make sure that the footage was back to normal. And the first part is to make sure that it is actually going or running in the proper direction, or like this the actual speed it's supposed to run. For example, right now I feel like the spacing is good, but then he suddenly stops here, suddenly slows down a lot, the COG stops moving much, and then suddenly picks up the speed, and then suddenly stops here for a few frames as well, and suddenly goes forward again. So here I would say the best way to kind of fix that would be making sure that I turn off any polygon modeling over there, that I don't touch the mesh. And since there are a lot of keys here, the way that I think I'd start working right now is making sure that there is a key maybe every 2 frames or every 4 frames. Since this is a run and everything, I'd probably bake everything down to 2 frames so that there is a key on 2 frames, and we can probably start adjusting it after that. I'm gonna go to edit, keys, bake simulation, sample by 2, so that there's a key set every 2 frames, and then bake it, select all the controls. So this basically makes sure that there's a key on every control on every 2 frames. And I feel like this is a good workflow whenever you're trying to take someone else's shot, when you're picking someone else's shot, or it's been a while since you've gone back to the shot. This is basically trying to create a clean slate while also preserving whatever keys or poses that you've put before. It is taking a while. Generally, it shouldn't take this long, but now we have a keyframe on every other thing. And then let's start editing. Let's start editing with COG. So I'm mainly focused on making sure that the overall translation is going smooth and proper. This is the main control. And let's have a look at the graph editor and translation Z. So if you see, just by taking an overall look, there are a lot of jerks. It's not a straight line. So translate Z defines the space that it's going forward and backward, and it has to be constant, linear, with an increasing speed. Maybe it can slow down a little bit when he's throwing, but it shouldn't take such a huge dip. Overall, it should keep moving forward at a certain spacing. So let's have a look at the sync sketch here. So those two instances where it slows down is basically what we see in the Maya as well. So if you see here, if I start playing, this is where it kind of flattens a little bit and then speeds up and then flattens again. Then it suddenly flattens here and then speeds up, flattens, speeds, flattens, and speeds. So right now we are just trying to make sure that everything is going at the same speed. I'll go to the left view, side view, and I'm just gonna overall making sure that the spacing is proper. So I think until here the spacing is good. I will try deleting this. making it linear. Then this is straight line there. That's too much. And we don't want this flat over here, so I'm just gonna delete these two keys, making sure that it's a straight line. Maybe reduce the speed here a bit. I'm more worried about the COG here. I can go a little bit higher there. I feel like we can remove some keys as well. Let me delete the keys before I edit the animation here. Wow, where did these keys come from? It's basically fixing a timing pass. Doesn't usually take this long, but maybe it's the number of controls. There we go. There's too many keys here. I'm just gonna remove all of that. Yeah, we may not have to. Yeah, this one definitely. Yeah, let's put a key here. Delete this. Delete this. And move it one frame before. This is pretty slow. Wow, all I did was an undo. It'll take this long. Let me do some optimization. Check the file size. It's about 1 MB. Should cause a problem. Anyway, which anim bot? Let's do it one step at a time. And just everything 2 frames to the left. There we go. Produce this on 61. Yeah, that's better. Even here, there's a slow over here. You gotta remove that too. Over here. It's just moving 2 frames to the left. Yeah, that's nice. So now we gotta fix the spacing over here. So I'm just gonna do a different method where I'm gonna select only the COG and the legs. I'm gonna use the graph editor to move things forward and backward. Make sure that I have the right spacing. So here there's slowdown, there's a lot of slowdown. I want to have even higher spacing over there. So it starts over here. So I like this one. Maybe everything before can go backward. I'm just measuring the previous step and then eyeballing it. Yeah, that's about right. Too much. Back up again. Yeah, that's about there. At least the spacing is set. Just a timing problem right now. Feels it to slow down over there. Probably delete some frames over here in the air as well. I'm just gonna see what poses I like. Pose is good. Pose is good. Maybe not. Maybe not. This pose is nice. I'm just gonna select everything. Maybe key over there. Basically, we gotta have to speed things from 21 to there. After he lands, I think the speed is fine. It's only from this jump over here. So I'm gonna observe the leg spacing. Maybe we can push everything 1 frame to the left. I think it's the sheer amount of the keys making it slow. So now I don't really want to create uneven spacing. I want to fasten this. I'm just gonna take this and push it forward by 1. But I'm reducing 17 to 28 to 17 to 27, basically taking 1 frame away and then moving the entire after area by 1 frame. Stick forever. Probably need to restart my computer. Then move everything by 1 frame. And then go to 59, 57. Let's play once. That's better. There's still a hold frame here. Here. Then I can push everything by one frame even more. This is basically editing the timing. Yeah, that seems fine. So I'm just gonna compress everything and then do a bake again. The reason I'm doing a bake again is because 13, 15, the remaining keys are on a fraction basis. That will cause problems when I'm trying to change the keys. And doing a bake again basically force resets all of that by setting a key. And then bake. Well, but it just basically brute forces, sets a key and deletes all the fraction and in between keys, makes it everything clean again. This is long time. Of course you gotta fix the ball, but that's fine. The ball too, I feel like the ball, yeah, because I did a bake, that automatically deletes the constraints, I believe. Or let's see, yeah, that's there, constraint is there, cool. And I basically have to animate the constraint somewhere over here, key it, and then zero the constraint. I think the ball can go a little bit further if it goes, and then I can delete all the other keys. It should be higher key, and that's it. Bit lower. Yeah, yeah, that's about it for the overall spacing. So the other notes were basically a lot of spline cleanup that needs to happen here. As I walk through the notes here, you see that the chest suddenly pops from frame number 2 to 3 in rotation Z. It just pops. So it's very sharp rotations that are happening over there. Just need some cleanup. And for example, over here as well, the COG just pops. And there's a hold that happens over here. The COG stops moving in the left direction. Then a sudden bend. And there's a foot slide that happens here. And he kind of changes direction mid-air, which is not possible. If you want to change direction, it should happen as he pushes off from the ground. So in this frame itself, he should start moving left a little bit if you want to have that push off. It's kind of not possible to change directions mid-air, and then as he's doing that and then kind of rotating backward and then forward rotations. There's a lot of changing directions that's happening in mid-air, which needs to be fixed. So this is fine. Once the leg is there, the direction change can happen because it's taking that pivot and using that as the base balance point. Its body is reversing its energy. and the rotation kind of holds here for a bit, and then there's a sudden bend here, and then again the body falls forward, and this again in on one leg there's a little bit of a back and forth that's happening here, which needs to be resolved. So yeah, it's a lot of spacing issues, but I feel like most of the spacing issues can be fixed between COG and chest, because overall everything else is looking fine. Let's have a look at COG's curve here in the front view, and yeah, we fixed the translation Z for now, but yeah, we can still polish it up. Then we look at the left motion, it's transition X, and just keep editing the curve by going one frame at a time. Just falling on this leg, pushing off. That's fine because he pushes off. This frame is still in contact, and there's a change in direction, so that's fine. And this also works, but I think it can have a 1 frame delay. And the leg is kind of sliding, which we don't want. Fix that. The easiest way to fix a leg slide is basically pick the frame here, and all it needs to rotate is just the foot roll. So you just keep the roll here and take all these curves and make sure that everything is the same. So I keep here, copy, paste, paste. See that? Now it's the same thing. And it's only the foot roll. And now we look at the COG. This is a little too sharp right here. Changing directions. You still should go to the left side. And only now should he come to the right side. We should still be over the left side here. Something's wrong. A lot of counter rotations happening here. This is up and down. Oh, I get it. You're traveling at an angle. It's not traveling at a straight pace. I think this is something that we just have to eyeball then. We should just go back. Yeah, see, this is what happens if character is not angled in a certain way. Ideally, I would have him run in a straight angle, but he's not really traveling straight. That would mean we have to change the legs as well. Yeah. lot of counter animation. Okay, that's why you're having problem. Just eyeballing it, so he still should going the other way. When this leg is sliding, that leg is not even on the angle there, because there's some roll angles. Yeah, it's not even on the character here. What would be causing? The character's leg is not exactly. Yeah, I would zero this out so that the leg is on that one. Try to keep, at least for shots like this, try to keep everything on the main foot. And then yeah, try to have everything the same as the first one. A lot of and there's a lot of sliding as well again, so you're trying to fix it with the other control, I'm guessing. So this is the fur. That's it. Select everything, copy, paste, and then you have a no slide. Yeah, so I would technically have the rotation there, because that's not the way that he's placing the foot, like that. Yep, you're placing the foot in the right way. And then you see the sudden pop here. Wonder why that's happening. Front itself, maybe a little bit, but not too much. Again, let's go fix this. We fix the left and right. This is a little too much. I'm just gonna reduce that a little bit and use the graph. It's a lot of confusion if you see here, because if I move this, it's not just one direction that you're moving, it's in a little bit of in the other direction as well. I go to the front view and change this. Yeah, it's a little too much, I would say. Just push that a little side. And there shouldn't be a sudden dip forward. Over here as well, it should only happen after the leg comes. And then now you can go forward. Even here as well. The body should start going left side a little bit before, because you're trying to push off the body with this leg. So you push it off, you push the body to the left, and then the leg comes out. The body is still traveling to the left. and you're trying to catch it, and the body is still going to the left. And then again, the body is going to stay to the left, balanced on this feet. And then you're going to push off the body with the screen left leg towards the right, but slowly. Something like that, but you're going to have the leg reach before you're able to shift weight completely. And then now shift weight. And then push again this side. Yeah. It feels a little rushed too. I'm gonna change the side view as well. A little bit of a giving more of a distance. Yeah, it's just changing the spacing, and now we're gonna go fix the rotations. Let's check the graph. So this is a rotation X, that's the forward. Let's fix the rotation Y now. So you're going left side, sorry, Z. Yeah, you're going left side and suddenly you're moving to the right side. So it's just best to keep these things low. Keep him angled. And maybe here, get him the other angle. Trying to favor either one. A lot of chest angles also. We need to kind of even out. Making sure that the graph is clean here before we move on to the chest. I think we might have to do it together. Rotation Y is basically left and right motion. So for that I would just see the position of the leg. If this leg is in the front, just push it down, and only here does this leg go up to the front, and just delete these two keys. So it's just a uniform rotation between left and right. Then it's going to go right again here. So that's right, the keys are over there. But it's going to go up forward here again. Means that the key over here should be forward. Make sure that the graph is clean. And character is rotating. We can afford to have a rotation on the other side. Too much maybe. Toning down, make sure that things are smooth. Yeah, all of this is fine. Make sure that the rig is smooth also here. And then yeah. So let's see rotation X, the backward and forward. I think that was overall fine. But yeah, we see the character going forward and then backward. So I'm just gonna put forward so that you get a leaning forward kind of a thing. And slowly going back. And let's just let it keep going back. And then still going back. Yeah, I think this was the thing that we saw in the reference. It's just going back and forward. We need to continuously make sure that it's going down. Slowly coming back up. There's a lot of chest counter animating the COG. I feel like making sure that the graph is smooth here. We'll have to go and fix the chest. Again, it's a lot of rotation. C. Let's fix the chest. So let's see how many chest animations you have. So this is hip. I would animate that separately. And you do have some keys on that, or yeah, you do have some keys on the hip as well. I don't think you need those. It's just confusing, I would say. It's better to either use the COG or the COG. COG or the hip, not both of them. That's what's causing half of the problems there, because that's the other hip control and you're using rotations for this as well. So let's do that and then pick rotation X. It's a lot of they're not uniform, you see, in this area at least. This is good because you're using both chest controls together, but over here chest controls are way off. They're not basically doing the same thing. For example, look at this one. So this is back, and that's what's causing that arch over there. That stretch over there, I believe. Especially over here. This is high, and this is what happens when you start moving one control, I guess. So let's see. I'm just trying to make sure that they both line up a little bit in terms of how much they're moving. Making sure that the both extremes are even. It's a little bit even right now. So let's see the backward now. See that? What's causing the issues? One is going up, one is going down. Either both of them or nothing, I would say. So in this case, we are favoring the forward, right? So let me just push this forward. Forward. A little bit backward, maybe. Continue backward. Then go upward again. Offsetting can be done, but I feel like you should start off with this and then offset, not the other way around. Right now, if you see how much it is kind of causing that stretch, so I'm just going to reduce this. I'm going to reduce this as well. So this should favor. And again, right now, if you see this, one control, it's a rib cage. It's a huge unit of the chest. So the rib cage as a whole should you move together, not in the other direction. They can move at different speeds to kind of give a stretch, but rarely do they move in opposite directions like this. Like it's branching forward, this is branching backward. So spine moves, so that's the relationship between the neck, the head, and the COG. But in this case, I feel like it should tone down, especially this one. You can still get that, but both of them should go in the same direction is what I would feel. That would kind of help the arch. Yeah. And then can go up. Then maybe can go. Yeah. Again, I think here it can If you want the arch up here, both of them should go together, whatever it is. Just checking the pose, but I'm moving both the keys together, keeping an eye on the graph. This is basically splining, clearing up the graphs and stuff. It's too much. I'm just going a bit of an offset is fine, but they're still in the same direction, the flow of it. I'm overall changing it because it feels broken here. That's the reason I'm kind of fixing those. Deleting this. Let's see your why. That is also causing problems there. So let's see. Yeah, it's a lot of counter animation that you had to do trying to fix things. See, it's kind of basically the same area, I guess. It just causes a lot of irregularities, I would say. So all those pops and hitches are because of this one. Both curves trying to counter animate each other. I would even delete that. Keep it here. Delete that. Just doing every force now. I'm gonna go back to that, but again here, if you see that. I'm more worried about the curves right now than posing. Yeah, a lot of posing is not done properly. That's what I would say. It's a lot of cleanup that's required over here. Let's see what it does. Yeah, this backward thing, I think it should just be backward, I guess. So let's fix that. It's a COG. Yeah, let's just put him backward overall. X now. Wow. Yeah, just put him back. Yeah, it's better. So make sure that yeah, let's fix this. Yeah, that's a lot of movement. That's a lot of movement. I'm gonna have to delete the chest. COG. Just seeing the flow of the object here, flow of the body, just the COG. Not rotating here itself. Carry that rotation over here. And then go to the chest. It's basically matching the line of action. So yeah, basically trying to, you can change the hand location. I believe it's also good to make sure that it's in global, not in 0. So I'll tell you what the difference between global is. So if you have the global 0, if you don't have the global at 1, whatever animation you do with the chest, the hand position changes. But if you have global at 1, if you animate the chest, the rotation of the shoulder doesn't change. The difference there. So I think that's a good practice to make sure that the global is set to maximum. Otherwise we'll have to basically try and counter animate every frame like this. I believe Animbot has a feature to change the settings without really affecting the rig. Yeah, so that's about making sure that the spline is proper. So it's mainly COG overall spacing and making sure that the chest and the COG are working good and cleaning up the curves while making sure that the foot don't slide. So I would take another pass at cleaning the COG and the chest curves, and yeah, all the very best. Hopefully that helps.